Welcome back. Hey, I'm going to kind of go through some of the boxes and packs and things I put in my RZR when we're heading out for a ride. I just keep it in here. Don't have to worry about changing it in and out. So we'll be going through just a couple things and showing you what I have. Okay, so this is the driver's door bag, and hopefully you can see the sun's kind of strange here, or on the side of my house. So I have one of these door, I can't remember the name of the company, Smile or something like that. Actually, they're out of Salt Lake. When I bought my machine, I had these for my 2015 Can-Am Maverick. So if you hear the jets in the background, I live just about 5 miles away from a military base. That's a F-35 base, so they kind of get loud, and also they're flying fire tankers out of here with retardant. So once in a while you'll hear that. They get pretty loud when there's a couple of them taking off. So anyway, this when I had my Can-Am, I had these, and then when I bought this, they hadn't made these yet for them, so I stopped by the company, and they made a couple of prototypes. Let us test them out, figure out the bend on them, and so that's what we did. So you can see it has an L on it for left, and you just slide it in there and lock it in. We were kind of worried about the gap right here and the rocks flipping up, but we have had no problems with it. It works out well. So it really kind of helps with the airflow once in a while, and out on dusty trails kind of help blowing the dust out. And when you hit it just kind of drops off. So we have one for each side, and they have the shorter ones, and I kept them from my Can-Am, and I have them for back here, and they fit just right. And sometimes I'll put those on, kind of get the breeze going, and kind of forces in the air, the dust and air through that way too. So it just depends on where we're riding and how we're riding, so it works out well that way. So I just have some extra gaiters in here I can get to. A lot of times I leave these empty. So if you hear the F-16s, you can hear how loud they are. On here, so they usually take off 2 at a time, and they catch up pretty fast to each other. About, I don't know, 200 miles west of us here is a big bombing range for the military, so we get all sorts of jets flying through here. So I keep kind of gloves in here, some tape. I go back through and reorganize things. So back here, on top of my spare tire, is my recovery, and that's good because I need to pull it out and kind of straighten it out so it fits in there better. And let me set this up and I'll kind of go through that. So I got these waterproof bags, mud proof, dirty proof, dust proof. And then I double protect it. I just had this, and actually is what I kind of stored it in to begin with, and now I Now I double it, just because I have it. Probably not the most ideal thing if you have a recovery you want to do, need to do. So I got some extra rhino shackles there. So these are JM rigging. They're out of St. George, or out of Cedar City, Utah. He shows up to a lot of like the off-road expo. And if you get on his Facebook page, he does a lot of going out to the rock crawls, and he has a lot of videos on there. I think he has a couple vehicles he sponsors, at least one, and a driver, and yeah, he helps recovery on those national rock crawl competitions. So I got a few different sizes of the shackles. You got a smaller one there. And then a longer tow rope. So if you're not familiar with these, they've been all over the internet with Yankum and JM Towing. You just put the soft shackle through there. You can put it through on your machine. And I can't remember which way they said to put these, maybe like that. So the opening is being pulled on, and it closes up tighter. And then just open it up, take it off. And then I have a couple just hard shackles in there, and I might take these and change them out for that's not hard shackles. These are snatch blocks, and they have there are several companies out there making. I think I know Yankum has a few new ones out there. I have one that's oblong, so you can use the inside hole and around the exterior. So I got those in there. So like this smaller shackle here, let's see if sometimes those tags fall off, and so I'm not sure what the rating is on that because the tags have fallen off. But like on these big ones, 19,690 pounds, 38,000, 57. I'm not sure what all those ratings mean, but what all those initials mean. So don't ask me. Probably should know, but I don't. But on this rope, the towing rope, it's 5/16, and I think maybe braking strength is 37,500 pounds. So it takes a lot to break those, and hopefully I never have to do that. Yeah, so again, you got the on these longer ones. So that's what I have as far as recovery gear go, and hopefully never have to use it, but if I do, I'm glad I have it. We can make a good recovery. I'm gonna try doing this one-handed. I don't know if I can show you what's going on. So in between the seats here, I carry two bags. This top bag is of course they're all waterproof bags. This is just a blanket, waterproof. You can, when we went on a ride up in the Uinta Mountains, it rained and snowed and hailed on us, and I just reached back, pulled it out, and covered our legs and that with it. This here has rain gear for both my wife and I. you know, the pants and the jacket. So I've taken the back of the seat off here, and this is where we've made that box inside here. Down underneath, it's just wasted space. Like I said, this is just some carabiners and bungee cords and some paracord I keep in there. A pair of jumper cables. And then this is a toolbox. So let me shut this off for a minute and I'll get this out, or a tool bag I should say, my tools, and I'll get it out and show you what's in there. Okay, this is a tool roll. I found it on the internet. They were selling them, so they have different sizes. So you just roll it up in each compartment. I should mark it, but you know, some electrical tape, extra lugs and lug nuts, extra, yeah, there's lug nuts here, extra clips, extra, you know, some rubber gloves, a knife, some box wrenches, open end wrenches, sockets, variety of screwdrivers, and then just some pliers and crescent wrenches and few things like that. So that's about what I have in here on tools, and you know, a few things in the other compartments, but nothing major. You know, some extra glasses, some extra gaiters, and a pair of goggles in there. I do carry earplugs. And that's about it. So yeah, it's a good thing. So let me show you what I worked on yesterday. Well, I had to leave at night and go do something late in the afternoon until last night. So we're all familiar with these thin dune flags, small. The reason I have the Australian flag is my son served a mission in Australia, Samoan speaking, for the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, and so we had that for when he was on his mission. So sometimes this gets a pain if you don't need it all the time, how to carry it, what to do with it, you know, you stuff in the back seat or so I wanted something that I didn't need any extra, you know, different attachments for, to run a dune, you know, desert flag. But I wanted to be able to carry it with me and just have it in case I needed it. And so I bought some tent poles. And it came 4 to a batch. And so I was down at this company, NGL Supply Lighting, that does these lights, talking to the owner. Now Utah state law says you have to have a flag, I think it's 8 to 10 feet off the ground when you're out in the dunes. So if I wanted it here at this one, that's about 4.5 feet. So with this, I'm about 9 feet in the air, 9'6" or something like that. So I can actually place it different places. I can even put it up here and go higher. So it has the same connector, no electricity to it. It's just a plain connector. I'm trying to do this single-handedly. And there it is. That's his flag, Next Generation Pilot. Get it on. And or it's on NGL, next generation lighting. And so now I can just fold this up and it should fit across in my box right there, and I can have my flags with me at any time I need it, or I can put them behind the seat. I haven't decided yet where I'm going to put them. Haven't checked it out yet, but of course this is totally experimental right now. There's probably some companies out there making these, but I wanted it for that would fit my flag bases. I didn't have to have any different bases for it. So, oh, there comes the F-16s again. They're F-35s, sorry. They just got rid of the F-16s a couple years ago here at the base, and now they got F-35s. So hold on a second. There's usually two of them that take off, one after the other, so they kind of get a little bit loud. So anyway, that's a project I left yesterday afternoon for, and worked with okay, I was doing a video on what I had in all of my containers and under the seat and behind the seats and some of the pouches, and then I realized that I had deleted the two back box videos, so I'm going to go ahead and redo that and splice it all together and show you what I've got in there. You know, probably fat fingered the delete or something when I was downloaded on the computer, but we'll go through this and see what we come up with. So you can see my trusty dog right there. She doesn't go far from me. She likes being with me. So what we're going to do is do these two back pouches here, or boxes. You can see I've loaded my RZR in the trailer. We're leaving in a couple days to St. George, do some writing on about 3 days worth. So I just got it tied in there and ready to go. So let me pull some of this stuff out and show you what I have. So in my back box right there, this is what I have. Of course, I mentioned before about the lug wrench. I've already checked my lugs and made sure they're okay. This is a trouble light that can plug into my lighted whips, and I'll do a video on that because I did the night one. And then this is a tire repair kit, tire gauge, some plugs, cement. Keep that in the back one. Of course, the trauma kit, it's always back there. This has the, you know, tourniquet and seal, chest seals, quick stop, bleeding. This actually has a couple tourniquets in it. You need to prepare these tourniquets before time, so you're not trying to rethread them while you really need it. So there's a bunch of stuff on the internet you could do and look about how to prepare tourniquets. And we've all seen the videos with people putting their arms out when they roll in their machines and damaging their arms and that. So having a basic knowledge of first aid is important, and having a hopefully never have to use that. This is just a bag with some extra goggles. Just got off the internet. So there's some clear ones, there's some yellow ones, and some tinted ones. Always need the toilet paper, paper towels, and windshield cleaner. I got a couple of little things in there, don't worry about. It's just some bags of some stuff I give out when I see certain people. and that. So yeah, that's what I carry in that rear one. Okay, this is what I have in my front container. Pair of binoculars. You know, we're out in the, up in the forest and the mountains, or even down in the dunes, or down Sand Hollow or Moab. It's fun to have just to look around. I got a Army folding knife here. I keep it in the plastic just so it doesn't get moisture and get rust on it. So yeah, keep it lubed up so I can open it up and not have any problems. This here is an awning that you can hook on the side of your machine. It has some tent poles and some tie downs. Stop for lunch. It's hot. You can hook that between a couple machines and have some shade. We do carry some tarps, new tarps. Once you open those tarps up, you can never get them flat again on that. You can always use tarps, so we just carry a couple small tarps. This here is a folding table. I'll get that. This here is a folding chair, and I set one up over here. And so this is the chair. It's easy to put together, easy to take down. It fits in that little container, rolls up and fits in there just perfect. Nice and compact. Never had a problem with them. I don't know if we picked these up at Costco or Sam's or where we picked those up at. Just a couple hiking poles. So I got 2 belts. This is my spare belt that I took off, and this is a new belt in here with the Tusk belt removal tool. And then I've got my 2 larger lighted whips, and that's what I carry in the back there. Yeah, it's goes pretty good, pretty slick. It's easy to get to. You know, some room left if you put in a change of clothes or some dry socks or whatever. You might be thinking a little crazy on having a table, but there's been times, you know, we take some food out with it to make sandwiches, and you're always fumbling and to get it to make it, so it doesn't get pulled out often, but when we do pull it out, it's been nice to have. So just this folds out. This is a tabletop. It just fits in there, folds back up, and it's really, you know, not a big deal to have it in there. So anyway, that's what I carry in those 2 back containers. Nice, simple, easy. Like I said, I've had this since 2001. I'm the kind of guy that gets over prepared for things, but the last couple of years I've been going through the pack and the boxes and things, and some things I just don't need anymore. I don't think I've never used it. If you notice, I don't have a jack or an air compressor. So a lot of the guys some of the guys have those, and so when we travel together, I know I have them. So now you'll hear the F-35s going over again. The Air Force Base nearby is having, how do you call it, war games. They've brought some a private company out of Florida that flies F-5s, I think they're called, and they're going out to the bombing range out here and doing some military maneuvers, and that will be going on for a little while. I think the contract is for like a year and like 700 flights or 500 hours or something like that. But the Air Force Base has a Facebook page. It alerts everybody. Sometimes they do night flights. They make sure they get the information out there so people aren't complaining. Unlike an Army base about 150 miles southwest of us was detonating some old ammunition, some old rockets and bombs, and caused quite a stir a couple weeks ago. They didn't notify the surrounding area, and it's over the mountains. It's west of Salt Lake, but the compressions and combustions and the noise could be heard all the way into Salt Lake, rattled windows and that. So the Army base did come out and apologize, and now they're not notifying everybody that they're going to be disposing of some munitions, and not to get too worried about it. The Air Force Base does go out to the bombing range once every couple years and destroys old ammunition and bombs, and they also use it as practice for the EOD, or the Ordnance Disposal Detachment, and they use that as a practice. But they notify, and there have been some loud booms out there, 100, 150 miles away, 200 miles away. It's on the west side of Great Salt Lake, and they take up kind of both sides of I-80 going out to Windover. So it does get sometimes, not very often, but sometimes. So anyway, that is about it, and I'll put a video together and get it out there. If anybody else has any suggestions of what you guys carry, let me know. This has been doing us well, and haven't had any issues. So until I do, I guess I probably won't add too much more. All right, have a good one.